It's Angel from The Elegant Thread. Yeah. It's been literally years. How have you been? I'm here. I've moved since the last time that I made a video, and this is my new sewing room. And today I want to show you my Nashville releases for 2024. Stay right here if you want to hear about it. So let's start with the biggin. That is the Peacock Sampler. Woo! The Peacock Sampler. This model is stitched in soie d'Alger silk floss, and it also has beads on it. But it does not have any specialty stitches. Doesn't have any specialty stitches, so it could very well be stitched on Aida. It is stitched on linen, but it could be stitched on Aida. Okay, and then as an offshoot, this was actually what I designed first before the whole sampler, is Petite Peacock. And this has something called a Voltaire border, which is very fun. Yeah, has a few beads in there, also stitched with silk. I do not have this model because a friend of mine has it and she hasn't shipped it back yet. But living on the hedge, Hedgie from last year, a hedgehog on a scooter. Who doesn't love a hedgehog on a scooter? I mean, he's living on the hedge. So this is a series from Stitching at the Beach. So every year I go with friends of mine for a week and we get a house and stitch at the beach. Usually where I stitch models for market. This is probably wobbly. Usually where I stitch models for market. So I get their input and things like that. And every year it is themed. And people make bags and scissor fobs and all kinds of fun things in the theme. And sometimes I design a cross stitch in the theme. It was not hedgehogs this year. It was jungle. But from a few years ago, it was hedgehogs. And Hedgie lives on. So there he is, living on the hedge. Another in the Lobster series. Mobster! Okay, so you can stitch Mobster without doing the charms because his little Tommy gun is actually stitched onto the fabric. So you don't have to buy the charms. Last year, I sold Liberty Lobster with the charms. The problem is when you can't get the charms, you can't sell the chart. So sometimes charms are hard to get. So this year, you can buy the chart separately from the charms. But look at those little handcuffs. So cute. Here he is, Mobster. He's from Maine. And the last in the Sajutin series, Le Tricolore, is coming out because last year, when it was supposed to come out in the winter, life happened, right? So it didn't come out. So it's the fourth in the series. Those are not available from a distributor, so you can get them from your local needlework store or from me. It is Le Tricolore. Oh, it's probably missing it. Okay, there it is. I have 5 new releases for Nashville. Yeah, have fun. I hope you stitch every one of them. Oh, there is one more. One more that I forgot to put up here. How could I forget that? Because it's the special one. I'll have to do another video with him on there. It's called Father Lee, and it's going to have a sister sampler called Mother Shirley, but there's a story behind that. Father Lee is a whole bunch of fancy stitches that make up this beautiful sampler, all done in silks, metallic threads, beads, just wonderful things. So stand by. We'll talk about Father Lee all by himself. So while you're here, I have some new bag sets out. So Needlework sets, Of course, mine are all one of a kind. And I just put 3 new ones on the website, and I have one that is not even posted yet that I'll share with you. So I found this Simplicity vintage fabric. So this is a horizontal bag, and it is lined in blue bonnets because the little blue bonnets on her dress. It has a wooden dress form as the closure. It has a coordinated notions bag with a porcelain bead. The scissor fob is painted porcelain beads, a little heart charm. This is the needle minder, little filigree silver, and it's actually a piece of jewelry. And this is the chatelaine. So this little locket actually opens. A chatelaine, if you want to know, is the floss ring is what you put your floss on. So it's like floss jewelry. Chatelaine. So if you're like me, and this is how you keep your floss on a little ring, even if you have floss drops, thread drops, I think they're called, and you put it on a little ring, well, this is the ring, but it has jewelry on it. So just to fancy it up. That's what a chatelaine is. It's actually the jewelry that goes with the floss ring. Okay, a new set. Just posted yesterday. That's number 1, the only horizontal one. The other 2 are vertical sets. This one's also a 6-piece set. It is so over it. And it is fully lined in this French scissor fabric. And it has a Clark's button, like a little vintage Clark's button as the closure. And the notions bag also has a little Clark's button. The scissors and scissor fob, they're these glass beads and a little tiny scissor charm. The needle minder is adorable. It's a painted enamel needle minder, and it says stitching is a lifestyle. Because, I mean, look at her, right? So stitching is a lifestyle, and this one also has a chatelaine, which with little pearl buttons and just some fun things, that sewing things that go with it. So that one's a 6-piece set. So I also, same sew over it fabric, but this one is lined in poppies. And the flap is large poppies, and it is lined, oh, it's inside the other one, completely with the poppy fabric. And the closure is this wonderful little piece of jewelry that I made into a closure on some grosgrain ribbon. And the notions bag also has a piece of jewelry and some grosgrain ribbon. And the notions bag is lined in small poppy fabric. Both, the notions bag has ribbon accent on the back. The needle minder is glass beads, and it has a little crystal perfume bottle as a charm. And the needle minder is silver scissors. That's the last one, 3rd set that was posted yesterday. And you want to see a secret one that's not even out yet? All right. So I love to make sets out of vintage things. Vintage tea towels, fabrics, cut up clothing, whatever I can find. So I did, I've had this in my stash for quite a while. So it's a horizontal bag. It's a very large project bag. It is made out of a vintage tea towel. So here he is. It is embroidered, and it says "Live Salty." Oh, I'm sorry, that's a little piece of fluff on there. So Live Salty has a red notions bag to go with him, with a little painted enamel seashell and a crystal in the middle. And the Notions bag is lined in whales. How cute is that? We have Salty. He has the silver scissors with glass beads and a little lifesaver ring as the charm. He has this really great silver crab. It's heavy. Silver crab needle minder. And what I like to call a little scrappy. And it's called a little scrappy because literally it's made from scraps. And I love these. They're fun. They're a little more challenging to make because they're so tiny, but inside usually I have either rings to hold floss. You can put your orts in here if you're going to be traveling with this thing and you don't want to throw it away completely, but it's a little bit of floss that you want to use again. And I also inside have a place to put needles. So this is a little scrappy, and this one is a 6-piece set as well. There you have it. I'm glad we caught up a little bit. So again, I'm Angel from The Elegant Thread. I hope you have a wonderful stitchy day and see you in Nashville.